I'm not going to be up here too long today. I know the last one we did was a little bit long. Before we even get started, I got one question for everybody. Say your name and the person that means the most to you.
Mom and Dad.
Everything that we do, y'all, we need to remember that person means the most to us. And I'm going to connect these dots a little bit. Players never final. That's my nonprofit. That's my saying. That's what I believe. So before we do anything, I want us to be real fast, under 20 seconds, get up and give somebody a hug.
I don't hug people. Okay.
That's why I got 5 seconds. Find our seat. Yeah. So when we hear no, what should that do for us? Something has to click. No has to turn into let's go. So no means let's go. No means let's go. We need to understand that. So when we hear no, we gotta take it as an excitement. No means let's go. No means let's go. So no matter where we're at academically, understand that if we own that process, we can take control of it, right? You can because someone's been there and done it before. And you can because there's some people in y'all life that care about y'all. I know for a fact they do. Because if not, I wouldn't be standing in front of y'all right now. You will, because those people that we spoke up earlier, they love us no matter what, right? So they depend on us, right?
Yeah.
So when we go in our everyday life, we're not just representing us, right? We're representing them, correct? Yeah. This is so deep. This is so deep, y'all, because there was a time in my life when I was struggling here. It says, you're a royal priesthood, a holy nation, God's special possession. God's special possession, so that means that you have a father no matter what.
Believe in something even if it means failing your way to the top.
It means that no matter how many times you fail, and it means that you're just learning from your mistakes. That way, you'll know how to get past that.
Means you're gonna go through it. You're gonna get hit in the head with a brick and it's gonna hurt and you're gonna get knocked down. But if you're why, the person that loves you no matter what, if they're important enough for you, you'll get up, right?
Yeah.
I can. I will. I must. We can because somebody's here for you, somebody loves you no matter what, right? We will because we need to, and we must because there's people that's coming behind us that depend on you to get there, right? It's people that we don't even know that's gonna benefit from this night tonight. They're gonna benefit from you becoming a better young man. So now what's next? That why gets tested. That concrete brick we talked about earlier, it came. And there's another one. You get up, there's another one that just came. Like Cal said, another one. It was important enough that I got up and I figured it out. This is so important to me because we need to see that why. We need to smell that why. We need to do whatever it is to remember that why. Always remember why you started, because when you get knocked down, it's gonna come. But if you don't understand how important that why is, you'll stay there. Because this lady up here sacrificed for me so we can eat. So why I can't go to school and act like I got some sense? Why can't I get to school on time and do everything in my power to get out of that situation I was born into, right? But I always put this up because we need to understand the gravity of everything that we do is going to affect them. If I would have stopped and quit, I would have disrespected
all of them down.
Exactly, and I would have disrespected everything that she ever did for me in my life, right? So when I'm always asked the question of why, it's because Quilly, Sonny, Beto, Culo, BJ, they would give anything to be here right now. So you can't really see it, but the purpose of us getting up in the beginning hugging each other wasn't to be awkward or funny, it's because we're not guaranteed nothing. So understand that your worst nightmare is a dead man's dream, right? I mean, what's your dream? You've been blessed with a dream for a reason. Do you understand that the chance of being a human being here today is 1,000,000,000 to 1, right? Commitment to do the work and faith in your own unique gifts and talents. That makes sense? Mm-hmm. So you're chosen, you're a special possession. You have meaning. How bad do you want it? Do you want it when it's convenient, or do you really want it to prove yourself right? And one thing I want to make a point of, we're not proving nobody wrong. But we're going to prove that why right. We're going to prove them right for believing this. Young, we're real young, but I want us to understand and think of what we want. Because when we know what we want, we can get people around us to help us get there. When you know, write it down. Because writing crystallizes thinking. When I went from being an average football player to an above average football player is when I wrote everything down. Writing crystallizes thinking. Writing crystallizes thinking. So that means when you write it down, it's gonna come to fruition, right? That means when you write it down, that means you're holding yourself accountable and you put that into the universe. Now it's gonna come back, right? You just gotta be faithful. So we need to compete against ourselves to be the best version of ourselves because you're a perfect one-on-one, right? If you don't sacrifice for what you want will be the sacrifice. All right, so who knows who Eric Thomas is? Okay, so
is he a basketball player?
He's a motivational speaker. So for us who've heard the story, let's not ruin it for everybody else. Long story short, he said he wanted to make a lot of money. So the young guy went to a guru. He said, how do you do this? He said, I can't tell you, just come with me and I'll show you. So he meets him at the beach. It's 3 a.m. as he tells it. He comes there, they go into the water, he gets neck deep, and he grabs him. He's holding him down, He cannot breathe at all. Before he dies, he lifts him up, and what does he say? People that have heard the story. I got you. When you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. But until you get to that point, you just coast along, right? And the thing why I can tell you that's so true, because I remember being that short is not having nothing and going to a soup kitchen at 12 years old getting talked about wearing some Starberries. But when I made that decision, and when I wanted as bad as I wanted to breathe, stuff started to change. The universe started to come together for me. And beyond that, when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, you will be successful. But one thing that is a fact for everyone is that you're going to fail once you succeed. But what we all need to do here is fail our way to success. Understand one thing is that failure is never final. You're going to lose at some point. You're not going to be good enough at some point. But what you become in the process of taking that L makes you who you are, right? Good.
When the winds of change blow, some people build walls and others build windmills.
Winds of change blow, you take that wind, and some people build windmills because those windmills are going to take that wind and they use it to create something, rather than those people that build walls where they just want to divide and keep other people maybe from succeeding what they want to do.
Change is going to come, and you can either build walls and resist it, or you can adapt to it and benefit from it, like with the windmill.
What we need to always understand that change is inevitable. It's always going to come. But what we need to focus on is controlling the controllables. Controlling everything that we can, and not just controlling it, but dominating what we can control, right? I can.
I can.
I will.
I will.
I must.
I must.
I'm gonna get to it. So we understand that we can, we will, we must. We want to succeed as bad as we want to breathe. We understand that failure is never final. But what's next? We need to go
All in.
We need to go
All in.
We need to go
All in.
Because when you go all in, there's only one way, and that's to the top, right? Because if you get knocked down and you still all in, you got a plan to get back up, right? Like if you throw a field, when you get hit in the chin, you got to get up and keep throwing them, right? So when we go all in, a lot of things will happen for us. Doors will open for us that have not been opened before, because we're all in, because we want to succeed as we want to breathe, because failure is never final, right? When you compete, you can be beaten, right? When you compete, you can be beaten. And if you have not been beaten, you have not played, right? You know, what war tactic is this?
Surviving.
What war tactic is this? And we're burning the boats. Who knows what that means? Anybody at all? Anybody at all? That means that all the stuff that we've been through, we're going to leave it there. We're going to burn the boats. There's no surrender, no retreat. There's no coming back. I want to succeed as bad as I want to breathe, and my mom needs it, right? So when I get on that field, I'm choking you out, period. And it may sound vulgar, but that's how it is, because I want it as bad as I want to breathe, and I need it. And the people coming behind me need it. So what we need to understand is that it's not even about us. There's people that are going to benefit from this, like I said. But if we don't burn the boats and go all in, we may not get there. It's that we can't turn back. There's only one way to go, and that's forward. The process is more important than the product. So, Inky Johnson, somebody, what do we think when we see that?
And then the product, because the product is still going to be there, but it's telling them that you got steps to go through just to get to where you need to go.
Exactly. The process is so more important than the product, because I remember being in grad school. I just played my heart out for the University of Akron. I think I'm going back to the University of Michigan. Coach Jim Harbaugh says, hey, we got a spot for you, we want you back. So I say, okay, I get a release from the school I'm at, and I'm thinking I'm going back. But life happens, and one of those cinder blocks comes from right field, it knocks me out. So now I'm living in an abandoned dope house in the middle of a hood in Akron, Ohio, right? I come home from making $875 an hour to nothing, barely eating, right? But I remember struggling through that, because I understood that the process is more important than the product. And me struggling now is okay, because it's going to be able to make an easier path for people come behind me, right? That makes sense? So whatever we go through, remember that the process is more important than the product, and what you go through just to make you who you need to be, right? What do we all want to do? What's our biggest, wildest dream and imagine that we can imagine in our mind?
Help my mom out.
Help his mom out. Help his mom out.
Help my family out.
Help his family out. That's perfect. Now, the how is that we're going to get up and go to school on time every day and get the best grade possible. Why? Because it's not about us. It's because that why, right? Because we want to help them. So our how is to control what we can control. Not just controlling the controllables, but dominating the controllables, right?
You have to go outside of your comfort zone.
Yeah. That means that when I was living in that dope house in Ohio, I had to go through that. I had to get knocked down from playing on ESPN. And I had to go through that so I can show myself and my Savior that I'm worthy of this blessing that's about to come, right? So any success that we have is not going to happen right here. So when we go to school and we may think, oh, I don't want to listen, I don't want to pay attention, understand that you have to be uncomfortable to be successful, right? So once we get to that mode, we're asking the teacher, hey, I need help. I don't understand A, B, C, and D. What can we do to fix it? I got to a point where I was so annoying. One of my professors, he just gave me a class, independent study. You really care about black masculinity and gun violence? Yes, I do, because I said I'm not going to fail, because there's people back where I'm from that need this, and I need to get this piece of paper to show them that it's possible. My sense of masculinity was my family member I'm not going to name, but he was the man. Shoes, clothes, everything that you could ever think and want. But when he got locked up, what happened?
He lost it all.
Lost it all. So for me, going to school from a predominantly underprivileged area and being at the University of Michigan was very uncomfortable, but surviving through that adversity was to be able to make us successful in the end.
When you hit rock bottom, you can always build yourself back up.
Yeah, clap it up for him. Forget about me, I love you. I'm willing to do 12 gigs in a row, free so my mom can have running water at her house. Forget about me, I love you. The point I want to make is that anything I can do for y'all, let me know, because we're family. And it's not about me, it's about y'all and us being able to get y'all to that next point, right? Well, that's my time. I appreciate y'all for everything. Thank you so much.